Hey guys, this is Tony Benson with Wealth Builders HQ and creator of Patterns in a Flash. We are going to do a quick review of the pattern of the week from last week and any other ones that are on the active list. But first, let me get the disclaimer out of the way. I am not a registered broker-dealer investment advisor. I will not give you any recommendations or advice. Everything we do here is purely for educational purposes. If I do mention a trade, just assume it is a paper trade or a practice trade. For regulatory reasons, we do not discuss funded trading here. Can't talk today. Whoops. So we're going to look back at last week's, which was Weyerhaeuser and Dominion. We had a Head and Shoulders and a pennant. So let's take a look at Weyerhaeuser first. I think we'll get that up on the screen. And this one, we've got a Head and Shoulders. Not quite easy to see on candlesticks, but when you go to a line chart, you can see it is what would be considered a complex Head and Shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. You can see there's a little mini one right there. But it's still got some potential for it, so we'll see if it plays out or not. Dominion is a nice little pennant pattern, right? And it did break out, actually, and it hit the entry point. It hit both entry points. One thing I like to do when I trade is scale into stuff, especially when there's big potential like this, when there's a huge gap between the entry point and the stop. I will put in a little bit, maybe just take a small position early, and then if it keeps going, I'll add to it as it runs. It's a great way to add to your profit and actually reduce your risk, believe it or not. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but if you get into patterns in a flash, you'll see exactly what I mean. Take a peek at the one before. Hewlett-Packard is still on the radar. Well, I should take that back. It actually should have come off the radar. After today's drop, it might be back on the radar, but there really is not much of a pattern anymore, so that will come off the radar next week. CFG actually triggered last week. It still was it was on the radar, but now it's going to come off the radar because it is, hopefully if you caught that, you had a nice little evening star right at the roll reversal, right at the midpoint. All the technical signals were there that this move was coming. This is exactly why you need patterns in a flash, is because you learn to see these things and recognize the patterns. The double top that you could have taken advantage of here, that I did, and then learn to recognize the roll reversal, which happened here at the midpoint, also at the previous resistance, and the evening star that happened there, and this would have been your entry point right there at that place again, and today you'd be up a bunch. And tomorrow it will probably continue. Hard to say, but it looks like with all the momentum on the downside, it's probably going to continue. CVS is one that is still on the radar as well, another Head and Shoulders. It did get negated a little bit, but it's still technically there, and after the last 3 days, it's definitely there. Now, this is one I would wait for it. If it started to fall through this because the volume's not massive, actually, it might be. No, it's not. It's not massive. It's bigger than average, but it's not massive. I would wait for this one to break the neckline and then roll it back up and give us a roll reversal right there about 100. Because it might actually hold 100. It might bounce at 100. So I'll be patient on this one and wait for a little bit. But that is it for the reviews this week. And if you're going to fail at just one thing, just remember, always fail at quitting only. I'll take care. God bless.
Folks, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the training. Now, if you did, be sure to give us a thumbs up and go ahead and hit the subscribe button right over here and hit the bell to keep up with all the latest trading content. And oh, did you know that we have a podcast? Supercharge your trading education with the Stock Market Millionaire, which you can find in the description down below. And while you're there, you can also find other amazing free trading resources that I put together just for you.